John, we're all trying to figure out, I guess we'll find out when we see it, but right now, what do we know about the scaled back discount version? How scaled back is it going to be?
Scaled back enough, Eric, so that they can have a phone that is more competitively priced for some new markets around the globe. Some have estimated that to get there, they'll have to cut the costs in producing this device by upwards of 65%. But this is why, while some suggest maybe this isn't a big strategy shift for Apple, it is a reminder that this is a departure for the company. It has everything to do with quickly changing market dynamics, and here's more on that part of the story.
Nothing excites Apple's admirers more than a new iPhone. And this time around, Apple may unveil not one, but two new phones. One an upgrade to the iPhone 5, and one less expensive model.
Unlike times in the past when Apple redefined entire categories with new products, this is about Apple responding tactically to things that are happening in the market.
Technically, Apple already offers lower-priced phones. If you don't want to cough up cash for an iPhone 5, Apple steers you towards two older models still on the market, the iPhone 4S and iPhone 4. That strategy has helped Apple sell more than 143 million iPhones in the last 4 quarters. But in fast-growing markets like China, smartphone shoppers want their devices cheap and new, which may explain why Apple's share of the total number of smartphones shipped in the first half of the year declined, as it rose for names like Samsung, Lenovo, Huawei, and ZTE.
Apple's had to really change the way it thinks about it and think about having a low-end product that's kind of a gateway drug into the smartphone product line that Apple sells. And if they didn't do that, the risk was that young consumers buy Samsung products and grow up with them all the way along the line.
And don't forget China Mobile, which up until now has not offered the iPhone. It wants a cheaper phone to avoid the steep subsidies carriers pay for Apple's high-end device. China Mobile's 740 million-plus subscribers may be all the incentive Apple needs to make a few tweaks to its playbook.
John, can we talk for a moment about the wow factor? It's been a long time since I was truly wowed by anything that Apple had to offer, maybe going way back to the Steve Jobs days, which pretty quickly feel like ancient history. What does it take for Apple to impress anybody anymore?
Well, you do hear that a lot. I think you could argue that because we're all so interested in Apple, it tends to bring everything down a level. But if we knew everything that Apple was going to announce today, we probably wouldn't be here. And if we knew everything about their strategy to come, we also probably wouldn't be talking as much about Apple. And yet, this is a company that has shown with the smartphone and many of its devices, it can transform industries. The possibility of its move into television fascinates everyone. So every little tidbit helps to get the roadmap going.